Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. We talked to the mayor last time, and it is a very, very good question as to why he is the mayor. Let's head up here to the library.
The lesser key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense.
Hi, sir. Jahan?
The omnes autem mali demonis quam.
Excuse me? What?
With the blushing bottom, Stenticken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Excuse me?
What?
Let's keep talking to this person.
What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil.
Don't make me kick your butt, sir.
Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken.
Oh,
For
perhaps.
you hardly resemble the local fisherfolk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed.
Perhaps, you say.
No. A source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery. A chaser of charms pernicious.
Yeah, perhaps I
In
am.
truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man.
Well,
But
we're
it
all
may
women.
just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Why would you want to join forces?
Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jahan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy.
I mean, I suppose, but you're not exactly ingratiating yourself very well.
Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that you haven't. I mean, go ahead,
This is a
continue.
sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind.
Uh-huh.
On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Hold on a second. Let me just consult with my own spellweaver here. Hey, Hanako, cross your fingers. What? Just do it. Cross the fingers on both your hands. Toes, if you can do it. Legs, arms, anything. Bear daughter, you do that as well, please. Very well. There will be no deal with demons.
You speak before your turn. I, for one, am not ready to make that promise.
Hanako, would you just listen to me?
The night in see-through
Oh,
arms.
simple souls. Oh, doomed spirits. What tangled webs you'd weave. But I won't be a fly to be caught in them. Begone. Reflect. And if you should see the light, I will be here in the library. For now, you are not worthy of my devotion.
Hanako, come on.
The Source Hunter. Why? Simply because now. This is a sentiment I'm on one condition. That on our...
Very well. There will be no deals with
You
demons.
speak before your turn. I, for one...
Oh, simple...
Okay, hold on. Let's do it this
The
way.
Source Hunter. Why? Simply because you... Now. I hate... This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you... On one condition.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Esmeralda
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Fingers are crossed.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery. Into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Alright, you're a weird one.
Fine.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Jahan. 5 strength, 5 dexterity, 9 intelligence, 7 constitution. He is also level 3. 5 speed and 6 perception. Let's see, he has Jahan's armor, +1 initiative, Jahan's bracers. He has has Jahan's quarterstaff.
I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
And Jahan's boots. Let's also turn that off. He has no weapon skills. He has willpower 1.
A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem.
He has Aerothurge 2, Hydrosophist 2. He has Blacksmithing 1, Crafting 1. So he is going to be our craftsperson, because he already has 1 in each of those, and he has not actually put any points in them. He has nothing in Nasty Deeds, and it's because he has the Talent Scientist. It gives you a bonus point in Blacksmithing and 1 in Crafting. He also has Far Out Man. Increases the range of spells and scrolls by 2 meters, and Elemental Affinity lowers the action point cost of spells by 1 when standing on the surface of the same element.
Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
And he has no traits. Alright, let's go talk to the lady who keeps talking. Also, that's Charlene here.
Who placed this book here?
Oh, hello.
A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta-Hal, be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
I guess, since you're not, like, trying to tear my face off, as we've heard happens with orcs. Who are you, madame?
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it?
I was thinking more along the lines of, there's a slight difference in skin tone.
When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicil toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amun-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way.
Uh-huh.
He raised me like I was his own, this kindest of souls, taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
Yeah, this kind of goes to show that, maybe we shouldn't be, just like, you know, straight up, trying to slaughter all the orcs out there, because, they certainly seem to have the capability of more. May I take books from the library?
Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow, so that others may enjoy them too.
Alright, what do you have for a bargain? 15 gold, you have a medium healing potion, Firefly Scroll, Forgotten Language of Fairy. Alive to the touch, the book is at once warm, then cold. Sometimes it seems to reek of burnt paper, and others the faintest scent of orange blossoms wafts from its pages. Blank air scroll, blank fire scroll, and 2 sheets of paper. Alright, I'll take my leave. So, very tempted to just take them all and sell them, and we may do that.
Volume 1, Volume 2.
But, I mean,
the
first of all,
third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
pardon me, don't mind me. Aw, dang it. Dang it. There's a blank air scroll. And nothing there. The desk I can't take anything with.
A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem!
Sigurd's beard! What a find!
Really? You say so. I can't take the globe there.
Kajdanor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theleron will have to pay yet another fine.
Might want to talk to that person. Ooh, a purifying fire scroll, adept.
Place this book here.
Removes burning, frozen,
A volume
stun,
of
charm,
poetry
healing,
among novels?
and shields.
Urak! What mayhem!
Blank Earth Scroll. An Avatar of Storms skill book. That's pretty nice.
The night
Rat
is
Extermination I
through
can't take. I can take
Princess
that.
Buttercup with the
Cannot
blushing
take the
bottom.
Jawless
Shtentikon.
Skull.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things
Philosophy.
naughty, hasn't she?
Death. Oh, wow. Can't take the empty potion bottles. Can't open the chest. Cyseal's Genesis Play.
Treasure!
Adventures Field Guide, Volume 4.
The knight in see-through armor. Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Shtentikon. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Apparently so. Adventures Field Guide, Volume 5. Alright, so we'll have to come back later for some other things. There is He Who Smelts It,
The brief history
Volume
of sorcery
5.
still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine.
History of Cyseal, and He Who Smelts It, Volume 1. Alright, so that's everything. And we are definitely not returning all these things.
Still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay
I'm
yet
going downstairs so I don't have to listen to you. Sorry, lady. She has a nice voice, but it does get a little old after a time. Alright, so let's see. What do we got? Philosophy of Death. Hand-bound and gilt-edged, whoever attended to this book's creation clearly believed quite wholly in its importance. The philosophy of death. Let us briefly discuss life and death, the great opposites, the great equals. Death is greater than life, so saith the priest, for in death comes the gods' just reward. But if this be true, whether that reward shall be the solace of heaven or the agony of hell is decided during one's lifetime, and therefore life is much greater than death, for it is their for it is the decision maker. And what of those who care not for the gods, who question the afterlife, the existence of deities? Life is life's own goal, they say. A wise sentiment I echo, and that even priests should do well to heed. But oh, how often does doubt assail these revelers of life? How often does fear approach with the creeping of the shadows? So great becomes the looming horror that death becomes larger than life, and death becomes the greater force. Forget the promise of gods, I say, but defy the fear of oblivion as well, for only if life and death become each other's equals can the philosophy of death become one of life. Death is the instigator of faith and fear, but only if you let it be so. If you can gaze into its obsidian eyes, and knowing it is the be-all and the end-all, but fear neither, then shall you have reached the shores of wisdom. So saith Nemris. Okie dokie. He Who Smelts It, Volume 5. And there is little more one can do with iron ore than turn it into an iron bar. Heat the ore and start molding it to get the desired shape and size. Some say it's dwarves' work, and half the quality of good iron comes from dwarvish know-how, but one can't always sit around waiting for a shipment of the stuff. Alright, new recipe, iron bar. The Cyseal's Genesis, a play, an old play once written by the court minstrel of Lord Diederik. This excerpt from the traditional drama Genesis of Cyseal is commonly performed in the local theater. Most Cycelians, and even a few foreigners, are amply familiar with the tale and refuse to tolerate deviation from the script most know by heart. The story goes that two adventurers, lovers too, Cyrus and Celia, sailed west from Ferrol, knowing not whether they would find land on the other side. They took with them sufficient provisions for 5 months of travel, and only during the last week of 6th month did they land upon the land that would come to call Cyseal. Celia. Enough, Cyrus. I can't take another moment aboard this death barge. I'm starving and I'm sick. Will we find no safe refuge from our travels? My gods, could it be? There, look! What is it? Are we out of fresh water? Is there a leak in the hull? Look, Seal, there, beyond the mist. It's land! Land, my sweet, land at last, and we shall call it Sicil. For Cyrus and Celia. A new log entry, apparently. Cracking up a crowd, the definitive guide. Battered around the edges, this book bears the telltale signs of having been much beloved by the less than responsible set. Much like making love, comedy requires equal parts passion and delivery. Fever for the stage is not enough. No, no. The truly successful comedian will study the details of the craft through countless long, lonely nights in preparation for his rendezvous with the audience. Compiled within this volume are some of Rivlon's finest funnies, enough to make a granite statue grin. During a dwarven funeral, the bearers of the casket accidentally bump into a wall and hear a faint moan. They open the casket and find out that the dwarven woman inside is actually alive. The entire funeral party rejoices, and a joyful tear springs to her husband's eye. The dwarven lady lives for 10 more years and then dies. There is another funeral for her. At the end of the service, the bearers carry out the casket. As they are walking out, the husband cries out, "Watch out for the wall!" An elf and an orc show up in Hall of Echoes at the same time. The orc says he froze to death, and the elf says he died of a heart attack. "How did that happen?" asks the orc. The elf replied, "Well, I came home and thought I heard my wife in bed with someone else, but when I searched the house, I couldn't find anybody. So I was so stricken with remorse for wrongly accusing my wife of infidelity, I had a heart attack and died on the spot." "Geez," said the orc, "if you'd opened the ice box, we'd both be alive right now." Every 10 years, the Elvenwood priests in the High Monastery are allowed to break their vow of silence to speak 2 words. 10 years go by, and it's one priest's first chance. He thinks for a second before saying, "Food bad." 10 years later, he says, "Bed hard." It's the big day. A decade later, he gives the head priest a long stare and says, "I quit." "I'm not surprised," the Elven High Priest says. "You've been complaining ever since you got here." Fun with Fluids, Volume 4. Druidene's qualities are many and well documented. For an adventure, it isn't wise to consume in the thick of battle, though recreational use is widely accepted amongst liberal circles. Knowledge significantly less widely spread, however, is that Druidene is best consumed from within a flask, as the bottling process often brings out its finest features. New recipe, a poison resistance potion. Alright. It's nice of the book to not tell me what those things are, but I just know. If you've ever tried consuming a Gupenia mushroom, you know full well what manner of effect it will have. Most Rivellonian mushrooms have some sort of effect on the human body, and their essence can be squeezed into potions to enhance their effects. Combining mushroom-based potions has similar effects. New recipe, a fire resistance potion. And A Pirate's Life. Crack it open, inhale the musk of its pages, and learn something new. The book's tight binding belies its age. Bits of crumbling pages stick to your fingers as you turn each page. A Pirate's Life. Shipmate Fulkerson's diary. Whoever came up with the idea to go hunting for treasure in Sicil should be keel-hauled. I cared not for diaries before we ended up on this accursed place. As I fear the end is nigh, I feel obliged to warn my fellow pirates, avoid Sicil. As sunny as its beaches are, as golden as the sun shines its cobblestone roads, equally corrupt is this hell-hole. There are laws for everything in Sicil, and every law contradicts the other. The beginning we tried to work alongside the system for some time. Better to ease down the local suspicions, you see. But I fear every trader that sets foot in Sicil must become a pirate or an outlaw, whether they realize it or not. There are taxes on docking a ship. There are taxes on owning a ship. There are taxes on docking without a ship. There are taxes on boarding and unboarding the ship. But one cannot unboard without having boarded in Sicil first. Oi! What's it even mean? There are taxes on entering the tavern if you're not a Sicilian. And there's a law against entering the tavern if you ain't a Sicilian. Unaware, you enter, pay the tax, and then get thrown in jail whether the locals realize your anchor's set when the locals realize your anchor's set elsewhere. But that's not the worst part. We came here looking for treasure. There's a skull-shaped cave on the beach, and the captain is certain there's a pirate's bounty within. We have sent out a dozen of our best men a fortnight ago, but they've yet to return. The rumor amongst our men is that the cave is haunted. Hogwash, the rest of us will investigate tomorrow. If our crew has not returned, then it's goodbye, Syceal. And that one doesn't give me a log entry. Oh no. Let's see. History of Syceal. A Brief History of Syceal by D.R. Galante. Though Syceal's borders have shrunk considerably in modern times, ours was once an expansive kingdom of economic and strategic importance in the region of Andavale. Unembroiled in external politics, Syceal was free to expand from sea to sea and to the borders of Lucula Forest, where legendary and mysterious magicians are said to reside. Why then did Syceal fall? First, trade. As the old kingdoms grew, Syceal's ports became less central to trading routes, but most importantly, Syceal's history of a small and homogeneous population meant that its cultural importance faded as more diverse nations grew. Capitals that featured elvish musicians and dwarvish mead thrived, while Syceal's trade stagnated. Still, Syceal is a seat of significant cultural importance. Home of the last Source King, the catacombs of Syceal are famed for their beauty and their supposed preternatural activity. In recent times, the leaders of Syceal are seeking to reinvigorate their economy. Fertile farmlands are being utilized at full capacity by the incentivized sale of lands to experienced farmers. Syceal's future shines bright indeed. Alright, He Who Smelts It, Volume 1. The quality of a proper sword has quite declined in recent decades. Some blame a change in climate, others a change in the type and origin of iron reserves. I myself craft my own supplies from an iron bar and an anvil to ensure the maximum character of the weapon. And that will be a superior sword. That looks like a weird sword, whatever. Adventurer's Field Guide, Volume 3. Some smiths haven't the faintest idea how to mold a fine metal shield. After I buy one, my first order of business is to find the nearest anvil and hammer the kinks out of it. The shield, I mean, not the anvil. Alright, Improved Metal Shield. Adventurer's Field Guide, Volume 5. Now, I'm not a lumberjack, but I can get a good strong stick out of any log with my trusty axe whenever I'm in need of one. Some weird geezers have been asking for the wood chips on the floor after I've chopped up some logs, and I just let them. I have no idea what to do with those. Alright, wood chips. And that's it. And those are our books. Alright. But we do have an Avatar of Storm's skill book. Make the target immune to being electrified and stunned. Melee attackers may get stunned. That seems pretty good. And in terms of skills, so we can get 3 Novice and 0 Adept. So we should be able to learn this. Oh, level not high enough. Level 3, right, okay, well, in a bit. Alright, well, we have 2 party members, one of whom is not a permanent party member for me. Alright, got a well here. Ah, we can get water out of that, I bet. Nope, apparently not. I might need a bucket. Alright, what do we got here? Nothing. Nothing. I got some strong seed. Alright. Well, let's come on over here to the inn.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the Source Hunter, are you not?
I am.
The hero the whole of Syceal is abuzz about.
Yes.
The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight.
Yeah, yes, all of those things.
No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Fate has put me on this very spot so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed.
You're gonna try to sell me some, like... You're gonna, like, try to sell me some, like, snake oil or something, aren't you? And you are...
Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be. and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken?
Hence Mendius.
I saved lives, to be sure, but today I change them.
So about that opportunity you mentioned.
Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
Oh, well, let's see. I'm a source hunter, a famed adventurer. Boy, do I like adventure. I don't know. Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here.
Bold
You
+1.
and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the unbeaten path. The rush of finding yourself in a goblin ambush, knowing you'll prevail nonetheless.
Huh. What are you about to ask me to do?
Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully, don't you sometimes wish you could earn more?
Trust me, I am going to get so much money in this game. Well, I can't say that I haven't. Riches do not interest me much, actually.
Nor me. Wealth is but vanity.
Yeah, I just so happen that I will get incredibly filthy rich through the course of this game.
Oh, but I know you're just being bashful.
Altruistic +1.
I bet that in your heart of hearts, your eyes water with joy when you discover yet another treasure during your travels.
Well, yeah, but that's different than wanting more pay.
Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right?
No.
All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots? Be your own boss?
I kind of am already. It's better to lead than to follow, that much is true. And there is no shame in following directives if your masters are worthy of your trust. Yeah.
You'll always stay menial with that attitude. Just what those trusted masters want.
If you say so, Hanako.
You disagree with
Independent
one
+1,
another.
obedient +1.
But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. Am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream, enact the change you deserve.
Would you just get to the point already, sir?
And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Grab it.
So would that make you the Fabulous 7 then? Actually, the Fabulous 9, since there's 4 of us. Tell me more about the Fabulous 5.
Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls.
Huh.
You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
So what is it that members of the Fabulous 5 actually do?
What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins.
Wait, waiver?
I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward.
Wait, what's this about a waiver? And also, you spelled it wrong?
Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. Isn't that wonderful?
You're talking about a pyramid scheme, sir.
By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake in glory and defeat.
You are so very, very, very slimy, sir.
Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Rivalon. You will make the stars shine all the brighter. And you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like?
I somehow suspect the fabulously wealthy part. Let's change the subject first. About this Tom fellow.
Who? Tom? Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, hold on. Yes, of course, Tom. One of our most recent additions to the Fellowship. Brave kid, smart as a tack. He'll prove to be a wonderful addition to the family yet.
Huh. You're not worried about the undead out and about.
They call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks. Or from cold dead, full stop.
Okay. Tell me again about the Fabulous Five. Hold on, let me
You'd
just...
like nothing more than to
I'd
enlist,
like
wouldn't
to
you?
enlist.
Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap! You're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little autograph. What do you say?
Well, now you spelled waiver correctly. Also, I don't have to pay anything to get in? I mean, I guess that's okay. Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold? Yes, count me in. This Fabulous Five business sounds too good to be true. I'm going to pass. Let's go ahead.
And
join.
me. May all the riches in the world be ours.
Marvelous.
Bold plus one each.
Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word.
Huh.
You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better.
Is it really?
So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing.
Yeah, tell me about the assignment.
Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches failed. Malfunctioned with tragic consequences.
Okay. Do you want me to steal something from him or something?
One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire.
Uh-huh.
But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash the city walls and claim 100 lives before being subdued.
Yeah, I suppose that could be bad.
Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. easy money.
Yeah, yeah, easy money. Destroy this thing that you said could kill 100 people before it gets subdued. I mean, I guess we'll go take care of it because that's our job, but that's it's definitely a thing. Also, let me go ahead and heal up a little bit.
First aid?
And so let's see. Bold. Initiative is increased by 1 versus cautious. Sneaking is increased by 1. Alright, so bold is good. I like bold. Obedient is willpower bonus whenever a character with leadership is in sight. So that could be good. Or willpower is increased by 1. So I don't know what the willpower bonus is. Let's see if we can see what that might be. From leadership, rank 2 with obedient +1. Yeah, alright. That's working. Alright, but here we have the King Crab Inn, so we will be heading in there next time. And we should probably go back and talk to Arhu about this other thing, and we'll also eventually talk to our companions, see what they have going on as well. But that will all be for next time. See you then, everyone.